are some key pieces of technology on all of the latex printers, and I think this is a good time to discuss some of them. One of the ones that is probably very important and has multiple roles is what we call the OMAS. Now, the OMAS stands for Optical Media Advance Sensor. And the OMAS has a primary role of determining, through a sort of digital photograph, how far the media should feed to make sure that your step alignment, your step advance, is exactly right. This is a highly patented device. This is HP technology. It is in many of our printer lines, and the 360 and the 370 have OMASs. The 110, the 310, and the 330 do not have OMASs. Now, not having an OMAS does not mean it's not going to print accurately. It's just that the OMAS does what the calibration chart would be done on the other printers. The OMAS is doing the chart automatically. It's a way that it feeds the media, and then the servo motors are controlled by the OMAS itself. The OMAS knows that for different medias, depending on the thickness or how slippery they are, they may feed just a little differently, and then it calculates for this. The OMAS is also important for double-sided printing. Double-sided printing utilizes this OMAS for the 360 and the 370 so that when you print side 2, the OMAS finds the registration marks automatically. It creates an automatic, seamless, double-sided workflow by using this OMAS to see where the line is and establishing an XY coordinate. Now let me show you a moment where the OMAS is on the printer. It's actually right on the platen, and you've probably seen it but didn't necessarily know what it was. On some translucent media where there's that little flickering red light, that's the OMAS at work. So let me show you where it is, and that way you'll understand what to look for. The OMAS is right here on this platen, and it's right there on the platen, and because it sees the back of the media, it's fairly important that the OMAS be kept clean at all times. You don't want to get too much dust or dirt or possibly even ink residue from a fabric job to be on this OMAS. That OMAS needs to be kept clean because it is determining the step alignment of the media. When you load media on a 360 or a 370, it automatically engages and determines the step alignment. Now, when you turn the take-up reel on, the minute you touch enable, you notice that it's doing the step feed again. It is engaging the OMAS a second time to recalibrate when you put the take-up reel on. That's one of the reasons I like to actually engage the take-up reel formally rather than printing while it's running, because then I know that the OMAS has been recalibrated for the take-up reel, which can put just a little difference in tension on it as opposed to just feeding it directly from the printer. The OMAS is something that is very important, and it's a useful tool. It's something that HP invented, and I want you to understand a little bit more about it so you know what to look for and you know what it does. The OMAS.